So we are seeing some activity. There's someone talking to a police officer down that way. We see that they're making some gestures here where the car is. Are on the other side. There people have been poking around the corner to check to see if the mass marauders here are paying attention. And there's some activity with the police are talking to somebody about something. So hopefully we're assuming this might be, is this the big move? His car is still there. I think we're going on 2.5 hours now that we've waited. They've waited. And hopefully we're going to get a picture of Governor Cooper going by and waving. And then, what if he stops and says, hello, what's going on? I noticed that you all have been checking me out. These ladies have stood out in the rain and the freezing cold where they couldn't barely hold on to their signs out in front of the executive mansion to get his attention. Their question is, when will power be restored to the counties, and when will we open, and where are you getting this information on mask use? They're concerned about small businesses. Chelsea is especially concerned about her father, who is not getting any help from the government at all. These very small businesses don't get any help from the government. They're strategizing their logistics here. So it could be a false start. I don't know. They could be messing with us. There's a police officer standing at his car. It might be time to move. But these are the things that people go through to get the attention of a government that is in shutdown mode and is not addressing the people, is behind a fence, behind a security detail, and exclusively not listening to the people, and has taken the power away from their very local government and is hoarding it. He's controlling it. He's holding the power that people should have. And these three ladies are here trying to get his attention, let him know that they're not happy about it. But they're very calm, as you can hear in the other videos that I made with them explaining their story and their point of view. To me, though, this is just as big of a story as 100,000 people outside marching around. These women right here. They're trying to figure out how to get his attention. But this is just as I was saying, this is just as big a story to me because it represents a lot of people. It represents a lot of people who don't know, the layout of the land. They don't know where the press conference is happening, or they can't get here, or they might not feel confident enough to come out by themselves, or they might not feel confident enough to come out and stand with just 2 or 3 people. They want a bigger crowd. There's numbers of reasons why the concerns that we hear are not being represented right at this very moment in numbers, but definitely in passion it is, in concern it is. And oftentimes I feel like I'm the only person who cares about these small stories, but I know that that's not true. So I'll bring them to you. Hopefully you can share them with people. The more people who know, the better. The more representatives who know that these are the lengths that people are going to get your attention, because you won't answer your phone. You won't email back. You won't interact with the people. Now, Governor Roy Cooper is up for re-election in November. He is running against Lieutenant Governor Dan Forest, who is a Republican. Maybe there's a, is it a campaign strategy to ignore people? I don't know. Might not be a smart campaign strategy. I'm not sure if they're getting ready to run off in different directions here, but they've strategized. One's this way now, and one is this way down here. Chelsea made a really good point here, down this way. She's tired of hearing the same mainstream media people calling in with the same questions, getting the same answers, and they're not asking the questions that are important. Maybe Governor Cooper, if he's afraid of these people, could have a call in with your question and let us answer you. You would think that he would understand that closing down our government, closing down our institutions would be frightening to people, and it would cause them to have some questions. The sort of the attitude that we're getting is, well, your life is over because we said so. And so just sit home and take it and enjoy your vacation. Except for small business people, it's not a vacation, and they're not getting any help from the government, and no one's addressing their concerns. And so it is a ripe opportunity for someone to jump in and say, hey, I could do a better job. These people are not royalty. They're not born into these positions. They're elected. And we need to remember that. So if you're not registered to vote, I'm just going to take this opportunity now while we're waiting to see if Governor Cooper is coming out or not. But if you're not registered to vote, you need to get registered to vote, first of all. The primary is over, so you are only going to have one choice. That's in November. You're going to vote. So what you're going to do is register to vote and do it. Why don't you just go do it today? Do it, get online, register to vote, fill in the information, or go register to vote tomorrow. Register to vote. Then the second thing that you need to do is find out where your polling place, and that means where is the election? Where are you going to go and actually vote? So where is your polling place? Where is your election site? So everyone has an assigned election site where they go based upon their address. You find out where yours is. You can ask there at the Board of Elections, where is my election site? You should get a card in the mail that tells you what district you're in. And you have a House district, a Senate district, local government, state government, and national government. So these are all, they can be a little confusing for someone who's just learning, but it's pretty easy to figure out where you go to vote. And then you make a plan to go vote on. We have 17,000 early, no, it's not really that many, but we have a lot of early voting days in North Carolina. So it's not just one day. We have, I think, 3 weeks or something. You'll get bombarded with information before the election, and you make a determined plan to go and vote. And you have to do it. People who say, oh no, it doesn't matter, my vote doesn't matter, you're the problem, okay? I'm sorry, but you're the problem. You need to get registered to vote. These people are standing, look at these women are standing on the side of the road. Not only do they vote, they stand on the side of the road for hours. And if you would go vote, you could help them out. We need people. We should have 90%. We should have 100% turnout if someone's coming out the door. Someone's coming out the door and we can't see, the cars are tall enough that we can't see who's coming out the door. And they have the cars strategically parked so that you cannot see who is coming out the door. I mean, this is, look, there's a deer crossing the road down there. Oh, I love deer, just as long as they're not near me in the road. That's how remote we are. That's how remote we are. They have these cars strategically parked so that you cannot see who is coming in and out of the door. There's like a little sliver, which Chelsea here is trying to find a way just to get like a slight glimpse. You're going to see the top of his head or something. And this is the length that they're going through to avoid. Let me show you the huge crowds of people here. This is who they're trying to avoid. They're trying to avoid Chelsea and they're trying to avoid Chelsea's daughter and Lana there with American flags. That's the lengths that they're going to avoid this huge crowd, is strategically parking their cars, turning them around, parking them in so that we don't see the governor coming or going, because apparently he can't just, so scary to talk to these women. But we're just waiting. And they're waiting, not knowing which exit he's going to come out of, by the way. So this is patriotism. This is loyalty to their activism. It's an incredible story to me. There's no yelling, no shouting, just 3 women standing on the side of the road with their American flags. So apparently the little bit of activity that we had there for a few minutes was just a false start. I will be back. We can get them.